Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome to this whiskey review, part of my Glencadam week here on my channel, where today we're moving on to the Glencadam 15-year-old. Now, this is a sample from Drinks by the Dram, which I picked up last year. However, as you probably know, if you're already watching this video and you know Ralphie, the Glencadam 15 was his whiskey of the year last year. And as soon as he announced that, it sold out everywhere across the board, so it has become a little bit of gold dust to find it in the whiskey world. However, it was released back in 2008, and that was from older stock from when the distillery was initially kept silent in 2000 to 2003, so it is older stock for that one. Now, it is a 15-year-old whiskey, bottled at an ABV of 46%. The full maturation of this one, as you can see, is very nice and light, is full bourbon cask maturation. And in terms of the distillery itself, is the Glencadam Distillery. They're owned by the parent company Angus Dundee, and they are located in the Highland region of Scotland. Now, the price point on a full-size bottle of the Glencadam 15-year-old was £52 here in the UK. It was actually around about 48 for a long time. Then when Ralphie said it was whiskey of the year, some suppliers and online retailers tried to price it up to 65 and it still sold out, which is absolutely hilarious. Now, getting onto the point of exclusivity, is it exclusive? No, it's not. It was meant to be a core expression bottling. However, because it's now sold out everywhere and they've run out of stock for it, they actually kind of is now moved into that exclusive bracket, as fingers crossed next year we will see it being re-released to the market. But I'll confirm that as we get closer to the whiskey show here in London in 2 weeks' time, where I'll go and ask the team from Glencadam. Now, in terms of caramel colouring, there is no colour added to the whiskey. It's all natural colour and non-chill filter, as Glencadam keep their whiskies. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the nose. Straight away, you're getting a nice summery approach to it. It's quite dominant on the nose with this red pear. It's like a ripe red pear. Then you get this green apple-y character making its way straight after, which I found very consistent throughout most of Glencadam expressions with this apple-y note. There may be a little bit on the lines of a spiced apple with a combination of these sweet cloves and a bit of nutmeg as well, combined together to really bring a different presence to the nose of this whiskey. There is that slight summery, grassy presence, which I was feeling on the lines of lemongrass, but it feels more like hay to me on the nose. And then you get this tropical, fruity character, but a bit more sweeter, and it to me is like a honeydew melon. And then it makes way for this little bit of salted caramel with that. You get that little bit of a briny note on the nose, but it's not too dominant, and it's kind of together, very well married together with this sweetness. That's about it for the nose. Lots going on. Let's get into the palate next. Slanger. Moving over to the palate next for the Glencadam 15. Arrival onto the palate, you're greeted by a nice medium full texture in this whiskey. Quite nice and mouth coating. But you're still maintaining that classic style of Glencadam on the actual palate, which I really like. And I love to see the house style really coming forward. You get that sort of little bit of that summery, grassy character. On the nose I found hay, but now on the palate, I'm getting more of that lemongrass note, and it's sort of linked together with a layer of rich, syrupy honey over the top of it. You're not finished over there with the sweeter notes. I'm getting a little bit of fudge, but vanilla fudge. And before you can finish that off, you're now getting a little bit, to me, of a salted note. And I was initially on the other expressions, I got salted caramel. On this one, I'm not really getting so much of that sweeter character. It's actually a little bit bitter, and to me, it's that briny note. It's almost like you've had a bit of seaweed, as if you've been trying these sort of dry seaweed. It's called salted seaweed, which you can buy as well from Costco. I bought one recently, and it's like you're tasting that. It then works itself into this bitter note, which starts to amplify on the palate. And that bitter note actually reminds me of when you're actually eating grapes, and by accident you don't see you've had a little bit of the vine connected to one of the grapes. You bite into that, you get this sudden bitter, tannic character on the palate. That sort of flavour of that bitterness. And then after that's gone through, a little bit back into these cereal notes and a slight oaky presence just on the end of the back palate. Very lovely. Very interesting. I can't wait to get the finish. Let's get the finish and we'll come to our conclusion. Time to come to our conclusions now on the Glencadam 15. So I'll pop this down over here. In terms of the finish wise, length is quite nice and long. This one is very holding itself to the palate. Combination of tropical fruits in dried sort of raw pineapple, a bit of spiced peach that develops, and that red pear remaining rather consistent from the nose all the way through the palate and into the finish, ending with a little bit of a spiced oaky character, adding a little warmth to this whiskey. Now, in terms of my rating for this one, I'm going to go straight into the rating. I'll tell you guys about it. I'm giving this one a 90 out of 100. This is a really fantastic whiskey. It's actually kind of sad that it's now not available, and that's what's also affecting my rating from being any higher. But it's a very, very well created whiskey. The layers of different characters, that bitter, that little bit of sour, salty character, the fruity character, the sweeter note. You're almost hitting every aspect of the flavor profile in this whiskey. And when you look at it towards the future, look at the future of the Glencadam 15. If it's coming out next year, we're going to be very excited. One thing I really want to say, in terms of price, £52 is exceptionally good price for a very nice complex whiskey that's doing all these flavors profiles. But I want to say something towards Glencadam and to Angus Dundee, and that next year when you do release this new expression, if it is out next year, please keep the price the same. If the flavor profile is the same and the price is the same, you know, this whiskey is going to be absolutely a hit all around the world, and everyone's going to be rushing to this whiskey because it's just got so much of great characters, which I think a lot of people should really be able to explore, to be able to discover, and to really understand, because it's something that you get the house style, that salty, malty note, but at the same time you get all these other flavors with these tropical notes coming through, which made it really enjoyable. So 90 out of 100. If you can find yourself a Glencadam, if you guys are out in the States or in Germany or somewhere in Europe that's not the UK, and you find yourself a Glencadam 15 for maybe even say under 65, 70 pounds, pick it up. It's a very nice complex whiskey, which really just deserves someone to really appreciate it. So that's my opinion on this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts if you've tried it down below in the comment section. If you have enjoyed it, drop it a thumbs up for this video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, as it always helps us out. And also, I'll leave some other Glencadam videos on screen. But this has been me, JasonWhiskyWise, Mr. Bananas, and we'll catch you for the next video. Slanger.